Welcome to a yoga moment with Musalon. My name is Laura Erdman-Luntz. In today's moment, we're going to look at Malasana, or Garland pose. And what I'd like to do is show you a couple of variations to make this pose a little bit more accessible to you or your students. One of the biggest challenges in this pose, and this is squat pose, so it looks like this. And this pose is so easy for some people, and it's because they're open enough in the hips to compress, open enough in the knee to compress, and can sit forward enough on their feet at their ankles so that their feet can be flat. Most people aren't as flexible as I am in this pose, and it creates a lot of discomfort. They're up here, they're up on their toes. There's a lot of struggle, especially in the tops of the feet, gripping the tops of the feet, trying to hold on. So there are a couple of things you can do to make this a little bit easier and to put yourself in a position that's easier if you want to really work on the pose. One of the first things you can do is put a lift underneath the heels. So all I'm doing, if you can see this, is putting a lift up underneath my heels, and it can be higher if you need it to be higher, depending on how flexible you are at your ankle joint. Another way I like to work on this pose is simply having a seat on a block. This is absolutely delightful, especially for people who have a lot of tension in the tops of their feet. It alleviates all of it. And there's no more holding in the hip, no more holding your body in the pose, so that you can really figure out where your feet need to be, and you can begin to work your way through stretching out the groins, getting more deeply into this pose. This is a lovely variation for women who are pregnant as well, because Malasana is such a great prenatal yoga pose, preparing the body for labor, but it's a hard one to hold when you're pregnant. Finally, simply using the wall is also a really nice way of doing this pose. And you just back yourself up against the wall. Very similar to the block, actually. Back yourself up against the wall, and then you can use the wall to hold yourself into the pose. And again, you can relax. This is also helpful if someone is up on their toes. They'll be able to get their feet flat. And, again, stretch themselves into the pose. I hope these variations help you enjoy your pose a little bit more and allow you to explore it more deeply. It is such a great pose for countering sitting in chairs all the time. You get this lovely stretch into the lower back and the back of your hip. So I hope you enjoy your Malasana. Thank you so much for joining me, and have a fabulous day. Namaste.